Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm just showing you guys how I make my foundation last all day and how I make it sweat proof. For me, this is a huge thing just because I hate having to go in and repowder my face or go in with oil blotting sheets, especially for my foundation. I like to just have it on there and have it be the same way all day. So for me, this was very important, and considering that we are entering into the spring and summer weather, it is going to be very vital, just because then you don't have to worry about a lot of oils coming through or breaking up your foundation. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Alright, so my skin is already moisturized and everything. I already did my eyes. So for me, when I want my foundation to last all day, to be sweat proof, I always start with a good primer. One of my favorite primers is the NYX PoreFiller one. This one's just a nice primer that really fills up your pores. So I just like to take a little bit of this. So the NYX PoreFiller one is really good. I just like to dot it kind of all over my face and kind of just rub / pat it in just to fill up all those pores. I like to focus it more in my nose and on my cheeks where I have a lot more of larger pores, and then whatever excess I have I just do on my chin and on my forehead where my pores are not so big. So my foundation that I like to go to when I want my makeup to last a very long time, for it to be sweat proof and everything, is I like to take the Milani Conceal and Perfect, and I'm in shade 03 Light Beige. This one's a really nice full coverage foundation, and it is from the drugstore, so it's very affordable, and a little goes a long way with this. So I like to take just a little bit of it on the back of my hand. And then with the foundation brush, I like to just kind of dot it on my skin. And this one is, it's very nice and blendable. So like I said, a little bit does go a long way. And I bring it down the neck just a little bit as well. Alright, and then now that I have the foundation on my face, I like to take my beauty blender and just pounce that all in. Alright, now that our foundation is all in, I like to take my favorite concealer, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm in shade 20 Sand, and I just like to conceal my under eyes and kind of do a little bit of highlighting with this as well. And just kind of clean up the wing a little bit. And kind of doing that in a trial. And just clean up the wing a little bit. And kind of do that in a triangle formation. And then do the same on the other eye as well. And as well, I like to take a little bit on the cupid's bow of my lip. Bring some on my nose. Kind of bring it up the bridge. Do a little bit on the forehead. And a little bit on the chin. Alright, then we want to go back in with that beauty blender and pounce all that product into our skin. The Maybelline concealer is another one that I really like. It does cover a lot, especially like dark circles or anything. And it is very lightweight as well, and it is super affordable. And it's just a really good quality concealer. I feel like when it does come to concealer, Maybelline makes some of the greatest ones in the drugstore. Alright, once we have all of that cream product blended into our face, I like to then powder my face. So starting off with my under eyes, I like to take my Real Techniques contour brush and Maybelline Fit Me in shade 220 and kind of just set the under eye first. So first I'm just going to go in and make sure there's no lines or anything. Make sure it hasn't settled into any fine lines. And then I want to load up that and put that on. I do a light layer here just because we are going to go in and bake. I just like to set that before so I can set the rest of my face before I go in and start baking. So taking the same Maybelline Fit Me powder and my Sephora 55 brush and just swirling that around and just powdering my face here. Alright, once our face is all powdered and everything, that's when I like to go in and bake. So for baking, I really love using the Airspun translucent extra coverage powder. It is a really nice one for baking. It does leave the skin very smooth and does not let any oils come through. For me, I like to bake under my eyes and in my T-zone. I bake under my eyes just to give it that more smooth look, and I do my T-zone just because I do get very, very oily. So if I want this to be sweat proof and last all day, that's why I normally do my T-zone. So we're just going to grab a bit of powder on our beauty blender and just start placing that under our eyes. And do the other side. And of course the T-zone. I like to start with my nose first. And then I do in between my brows. And just a little bit on the forehead. And then a little bit on the chin. And above my upper lip. I like to move on to another step, so usually that's when I do my brows, or if I haven't done my eyeliner yet, I do my eyeliner and apply my lashes. So today I'm just going to move on with my brows, and I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Espresso, and I just kind of fill in any sparse areas. Next, I'm just going to set my brow with some brow gel. I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Clear Eyebrow Gel. It's just a nice clear gel, and it does a really good job of just keeping your eyebrow hairs in place and everything. Alright, once we finish our eyebrows, then I'm going to wipe off my excess powder. So just taking that Real Techniques contour brushing in and just wiping off any others. Alright, after we're done baking, I like to then move on to my contouring or bronzing. My favorite contour thing right now is the NYX Contour Palette. What I like about it is that there's 4 contour shades, 2 actual highlights, and then 2 actual highlighters. The highlighters are really nice as well. Super affordable, and it's really nice and pigmented and really easy to blend. So I like to take this on my Morphe E4 and grab the 2 middle shades and just hollow out my cheekbones and everything. And then on my flat kabuki brush, I like to again grab those 2 middle shades and kind of do the forehead and the jawline. I just feel like this brush is a little easier to maneuver around my forehead and everything, and it makes it super fast and super easy. Alright, then I move on into blush. My favorite blush at the moment is actually the Wet n Wild Color Icon. This is in Apricot in the middle. I like to take my Real Techniques brush, dab it in there, and just apply a little bit of blush. For me, I like to keep my blush on like the outer sides of my cheeks, not really on the apples, because I feel like when I put it on the apples, I feel like I look 10 times older than I actually am. So I just like kind of dust it outside. Alright, now for highlighter, I like to take the Joe Fresh highlighting powder. I found this at like Superstore. It's a nice, very like subtle everyday highlight, and I like to take this on my Real Technique setting brush and just kind of dust that on the high points of my face. So I just like to dip my brush into there, grab a whole lot of product, and highlight with that. For me, another thing that I like to do with my highlighter is if I have like some left over on the brush, I just like to put a little bit on my forehead, just kind of all over my face, just to give me that like glow to it. And then if I do feel like my highlighter is a bit too intense for the day, I would just take my beauty blender and just kind of push in that product everywhere, just to like make sure that it actually stays in the skin and everything. Alright, so now that our makeup is all done, I just did my lower lash line and my lips off camera. If you guys were wondering, this is the Too Faced Melted Matte. I believe this is in Who's Zoom In Who. This is definitely one of my favorite lipsticks. It's a very nice formula, nice and comfortable, and it's a very nice, unique color, which is definitely what I was looking for. So after that's all done, we just want to set it with some setting spray. So I'm going to use the Japonesque setting spray. This is an aerosol makeup setting spray, which at first just really like weirded me out. I thought it was going to leave my face very sticky or something, just because I figured it was like, I had it in my head that it's going to be like hairspray because it's like in an aerosol can like hairspray, but it's not. So you just want to shake it up and just apply it. Alright, so this is my tutorial for how to make your foundation last all day and remain sweat proof. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope it does help some of you guys out, considering that we are entering into the spring and summer seasons where it's going to be a lot hotter out and where your skin tends to get a little bit more oily. So I hope you guys did like this video, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.